Hey guys, welcome to the November newsletter. My apologies for not getting one out to you in October. It just got a little chaotic, and by the time I had time to do it, I just figured there was too much of the month gone, so we skipped on. So I hope everybody had a great October. It's definitely an exciting month. Lots of fun stuff going on in the gym, good trick-or-treat, Halloween, and here we are in November. So just got a few things to go over, and just some heads up, some information, and just some good things. So I appreciate any time and consideration you put into listening to me ramble. I'm going to start it off with our programming. So I've had nothing but just phenomenal feedback from you guys on the switch to our programming, and I'm so thankful and so grateful to hear that. It's always nerve-wracking when we make changes to the norm and never knowing how well it's going to be received, but I've honestly had zero complaints, which is amazing, and I'm excited for that. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I certainly am. I know it's kind of created a little more spark and interest in my desires to get in on the days that it's a little bit harder. So hopefully you're seeing that same thing. And then I just want to talk a little bit about, yes, the workouts are fun, but there are days, yesterday in specific, where there might be an aggressive time cap. And I just want to talk to everybody a little bit about why there are time caps, and maybe you are an RX athlete, but there might be a workout that you should do the intermediate. That happens to me all the time. There's certainly workouts that I can RX, but I've kind of found my sweet spot in that intermediate. So I don't want anybody that typically does RX or considers themselves an RX athlete being defeated by not being able to RX. Like, it is okay. These workouts are designed for all fitness levels. You'll see some days there's RX plus options because there's opportunity for a more advanced person to be able to do a little bit more than what the RX option is. Some days that RX might as well be an RX plus, and that's okay. Yesterday, for example, was an aggressive 15-minute time cap for a 2-minute row essentially, and then 15 deadlifts and 15 pull-ups. You've got to be really proficient in touch and go deadlifts and be able to do big unbroken sets of pull-ups to finish that workout in that time cap. And if it didn't happen, it's okay. Scale the weight down, cut the number of pull-ups, do the intermediate option. It is okay to, not be RX every day. And I just want to let you guys know, we have these time caps because we're trying to preserve a stimulus of the workout. Can you do the 4 rounds of those movements at the prescribed weights and movements? Sure. But if we can't do it at the intensity that we're looking for in the workout, we need to adjust, humble ourselves, and do it the way that it's supposed to be done with the intentions of it being done. And then there will be days where, you're like, oh, I'm just going to, do the intermediate. Or there'll be days where, maybe you'll, like yesterday, for example, maybe you wanted to do your pull-ups. So, your goal was to go as far as you can, but doing everything as listed. You may not finish in the time cap, but at least you can say, well, I was able to work on my pull-ups, or I was able to push myself and do, that deadlift weight, whatever the case is. So I just don't want anybody to get too held up in that. And just remember that our goal is to have a good workout. We're getting fitter every day we do that, and we're having a good time at the end of the day. That is the goal. None of us are getting paid to work out. So let's not get upset if we don't RX a workout when we typically RX everything. It's okay. And then, the well-fit change, that has been a very warm welcome as well. Everybody seems to be really enjoying these new workouts. If you're somebody who kind of has been with us for a while and steered away from well-fit because you knew it was longer duration, high reps, just a lot of intensity, I would highly encourage you to hop into a well-fit class every now and then. These new workouts are extremely fun. They've got a little bit of bodybuilding in them. They've got a little bit of core building in them. They've got some, fast, intense workouts in them as well. Each day is kind of, not every day, but most days are 2 parts. I can think of Tuesday when I coached, we had a 15-minute part of basically shoulder health, shoulder strength, low intensity, but decent volume, building shoulder health in different planes. We rested for a few minutes. And then it was a 12-minute grind of, I think it was 3 movements. 3 movements. There was, kettlebell swings, box jumps, and then a cardio sprint for 20 seconds. So, while we spent the first half of the workout just kind of building some health and strength, low intensity in the shoulders, we spent the second half of the workout really sweating and grinding. So they're a great mix. I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. I'm certainly enjoying them as well. And I appreciate your feedback and letting me know that you're not mad at me for changing things. So thank you guys. If you're new around, we have an annual tradition as a gym where the big group of us do the turkey trot in downtown Mooresville through the Christian Mission. We always get together a little bit before the race starts and then try to at least start as a big group. And then from there, we've got a series of walkers or stroller pushers. And then we've got some people that like to get to the front and try to run the whole thing. We've got some that like to try to just keep up with their kids or have their kids do the whole thing with them. So if you haven't done the Mooresville Turkey Trot, I would love for you to participate with us. You still can sign up. I'll put a link in the newsletter for you to do that. And then, we'll meet. I think it starts at 9. We usually meet, a little before that, kind of out in front of the Christian Mission, and then have a good morning together as a gym family, since there will be no classes on Thanksgiving Day. And then, speaking of Thanksgiving, Black Friday, just a heads up on our schedule there will be our kind of holiday schedule where we'll have an 8:30 CrossFit and a 9:30 WellFit class on Black Friday, and those will be our only classes for that. I know I'm a little late announcing this, but I do have a challenge for you all in November. I'm calling it SHOVEMBER. And the challenge is show up at least 12 times in November and have your name put in a drawing for a free month. So I want you guys to still prioritize your health, your wellness, and showing up to class even throughout the midst of all the holiday activities and things that are going on. So if you show up to class 12 times in November, your name's gonna go into a drawing. One lucky person is gonna get a free month. So everybody that has, a regular recurring membership, you have that option for that 12 times a month. And hopefully you'll use it, get in, keep the consistency up, keep the routine going through these holidays, and head into the new year without feeling like you're making up for lost ground because you fell off at the end of the year. And speaking of checking into classes, I just want to remind everybody, it is a huge, huge help to us coaches when we know how many people are coming into class. So if you are someone who doesn't typically reserve beforehand, please, if you intend on working out at a specific time, please go into the app, reserve yourself. It's better for us as coaches to be over-prepared than under-prepared. So even if you end up not being able to make it and you need to back out or move to the next class, that's okay. Help us give you a better experience by reserving beforehand so that we know how to prepare. There are specific classes throughout the day where, they get pretty big, and that can completely change the dynamic of the warm-up, the structure of the workout, the way we have to modify things depending on what equipment's needed. So again, it just greatly helps us and the whole class experience if we have a better idea of how many people are gonna be there. I don't say that to tell you you can't come if you didn't reserve. If something changes last minute and you can make it to a class, please come in. But if you know or you intend to go to a certain time, please plan ahead, reserve ahead, and help us be better prepared when it comes time for class. So it's quickly coming, and I'm trying to figure out something different to do, but I just want to put out the bug in everybody's ear that we are still going to have a Christmas party. I don't know if it's going to be here yet. I'm trying to figure out something different to do, but still, have it feel like a group coming together to, celebrate. And so if you have any ideas or suggestions on, places we can go, things we could do as a group, please let me know. I'd love to hear some options. I've got a few floating in my head I need to check on, but we'll definitely be looking to do this the first week or two of December. So either a Friday or a Saturday, gathering together as a gym family to celebrate the whole year, go over our awards and all that good stuff, superlatives, all that fun acknowledgements. And so if you have any suggestions or thoughts on things we can do, please let me know. So in the years past, we've also helped out in a variety of ways for those in need at Christmas time, whether it's an angel tree or doing something specific with Children's Hope Alliance. But given the state of Western North Carolina and what all's happened there this year, I would love to find a way to see if there's families in need in Western North Carolina. We know there are plenty of families in need. I don't know if there's any organizations or specific ways to find out of families in need to make sure that those kids still have a great Christmas. So if anybody knows of any like Make-A-Wish or Angel Tree stuff for Western North Carolina families when it comes to Christmas, please let me know, because I would love to be able to use our gym family to support those in need throughout Western North Carolina. You all did amazing bringing in supplies, and they went to great places, and I figure we can also help them in this time of Christmas. So again, if anybody knows or has any connections to ways to find families in need for Christmas, please let me know so that we can get in touch and figure out how we can do a collection and help those families during this challenging time. I think that's all I've got for you guys. I'm sure I probably forgot something, but that's okay. I just want to say warm welcome to all the new members. Thank you for choosing to work out with us, and thank you to our amazing gym family for making all of them feel welcome. I look forward to a great November, December, a strong end to the year. It's time to stay committed, stay in it. Don't let the craziness of the end of year get in the way of your health and fitness. Much better to keep it going as you can versus trying to start all over in January. So we'll see you in the gym, and please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. All right, take care, guys.